Guys, are you there? Guys, are you there?
Hello, hello, hello. Who do we have out there in the void of space tonight? Let's see. It's a very special occasion, 10 years of Space Engineers. Let's come in here. Oh, and I'm joined by the one and only Marek Rosa. Welcome, Marek. You're muted, Marek.
Hi, Joe, and hi, everybody.
Welcome, guys. How are we looking today? Awesome. The hype is real in the chat. It is so good to see you guys tonight. Marek, how does it feel to be here 10 years? We obviously already have been celebrating the last month, but this is obviously 10 years since the game released on Steam as well. So how are you feeling today?
Well, I'm actually not a celebration type of guy, so for me, it's on one side it's like a pretty normal day, like any other. But I actually want to stop and recapitulate or like give it some thought and don't just rush through this day. So when I think about this, I think it's also somehow surprising because 10 years is like 1/10 of a century.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
That's the age of Space Engineers game, and that it's successfully serving people. Yeah, it's interesting moment. I think it's good to stop for a second and contemplate.
Definitely, and I think actually just that was the first time though, Marek, I've actually considered it being 1/10 of the way to a century. So where are we going to be in 90 years, Marek? That's a question I feel like both just a general life question there. I don't know, but I hope that we're going to be seeing lots of memories of space engineers in the years to come, including in 90 years. That'd be pretty cool. So I actually wanted to start off by asking in the chats right now, both to Twitch and YouTube. Let's see, how many years have you guys been playing the game so far? Let's see, just give me the year you joined. Was it 2013? Was it the OG year? Was it 2015 with planets? Let us know in the chat right now who we have watching. See this here a second. 10. Look at this, Mary. Look at the hype in the chat. 9 is
Nice.
This is awesome to see. Really, really awesome to see. Congrats on 10 years. And
There are many old-timers.
a lot of OGs in the chat for sure. And it's I think a lot of us have so many stories from those 10 years, both I guess real life, but also within the game. And I think one of the things that kind of blows my mind as well when I think of the time is that I know I had friends in the community who, when I met them, they were at school, and then they kind of went to university, graduated, they got married, they have even kids now. So so much has happened in 10 years, both I feel like in game and out of game. It's just kind of crazy to think what we were all like. Where were you guys 10 years ago, right? So, and actually, that's one of the first things that we're going to do today, guys. We're going to take a look, get nostalgic, and we're going to, in our heads, rewind 10 years and imagine it's October, or I think the trailer was actually played in August, but we're going to watch the very first Space Engineers trailer now, just to get you guys in the mood for nostalgia. Does that sound good, Marek?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, I'm going to pause this music here. And enjoy, guys, the OG. And there we go, guys. What did you think of that? And that must take you back, Marek. Let's see, I think I can hear you again. But it really, this was, it's almost like, I want to say I remember where I was when I watched that. I don't remember the exact place I was, but I remember seeing that and like instantly being like, yes, this is my dream. This is the dream. This is what I've been waiting for my entire life. You know, being able to build my very own spaceship from scratch. It's funny, Marek, looking back on that. Do you remember the making of that trailer, the kind of putting together of that footage?
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of thought behind it, actually. Like the point was that we wanted to do it like a story. So something is happening and it's like a story of engineer, you know, like crashing, fixing the ship, building the big ship, and then actually showing the destruction. That was the point that we wanted to show at the end. And actually the blue ship was built specifically in that shape to be easy to break so that we can show it in the trailer. That's maybe something that people don't know. Like, blue ship was made to be broken.
It's like the opposite of plot armor, like plot weakness or something.
Yeah. And what else? I actually like the green station. I think it had really nice design. And in another trailer, we are showing the destruction on the green station when spaceship is crashing to it. And I think it looked awesome, especially when you go back and 10 years. So that's that. And I was really happy with the trailer and also the work on it. And yeah, like those are really good times when I had time to focus on these things, you know, like on many details. So I was really enjoying it.
And I'm also curious who else went through that thing where they saw this trailer, and after watching this trailer, it was like an insta-buy. Let me know, guys. Insta-buyers in the chat. And what's amazing is, of course, the game has come a long way in the number of blocks and the features, but the aesthetic is still very much the same. And I think that's obviously, I think what you obviously aim to keep, right? I think from the beginning, you had very in your mind, you had a very clear vision of what you wanted the design of the blocks and the look of the game to be. And yeah, obviously it was DX9 back then, but it still has many of those, even behind us on this graphic here, the skybox, right? So it's really cool to see that, how it's changed in so many ways, but at the same time, it's like got those core things that made it special when we first watched that trailer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the aesthetics in the trailer are like basically 100% of what was my vision and what I wanted. And actually later I had to fight to keep that aesthetics in the game, because when more artists came in, you know, it's then much harder to coordinate people and people start changing the aesthetics. But in this trailer, it was really like 100% of what was my vision. There was no misalignment. Like, it's just like almost every tone of the color, every pixel looks like I was imagining it. So I was extremely happy with the trailer.
And back then, Marek, at the time of, I guess that it was gameplay from August 2013, I'm curious, I imagine you were still doing a lot of the programming back then?
In that moment, no.
Okay.
Basically, I stopped programming on Space Engineers or VRage probably a couple months before that. Probably even during Minor Wars, I think I wasn't programming that much, at least not in the end. And but I was, in a sense, that I was putting it all together. But on Space Engineers, I think I wasn't programming at all, because I actually made quite important decision that, like, looking backwards, I think it was one of the smartest moves that I ever made. And it was that I was actually thinking that, should I help Petr and Andrei with programming, and we will have one more programmer, or should I rather spend my time designing the game and thinking about the strategy and just like rethinking everything before we implement those things? And I decided for the later, so thinking about the design and really solving the problems before we actually sit down and start writing the code. So I had plenty of time to design many of the things and prepare everything in very much detail. So I think this really paid off.
No, for sure.
Because if I didn't, if I didn't have the time, let's say, imagine that I would have only 2 hours per day to think about design and the rest of the day I would be coding, I can almost see certain ideas or certain decisions that I wouldn't make because simply I wouldn't have time to think through those things. And I think it would be a different game if I have chosen that different path of not designing and just coding.
No, for sure. And I think, I'm sure, I know that you like programming, but I guess at that point when you're trying to scale, it's you need someone to focus on many things or the overall vision, and obviously then delegate programming and other tasks to other people. So even though I'm sure that you enjoy doing all that, because I know that I always remembered that programmers, I don't know how much now, probably still, there is still there, I imagine, but people were still saying that they would come across your code or your comments in the code, like, in Space Engineers, I want to say now, or not that long ago, your original code was still there, from Minor Wars and passing through to V-Rage and Space Engineers.
Yeah, I think it's still there in V-Rage. In V-Rage parts, definitely there is like big parts of my code, and especially the vector classes or those kind of things that maybe logger wasn't changed that much. So yeah. But I think those design decisions were super important.
Definitely. I just saw a question here in chat which I thought would be a good one to bring up, and that was how many people worked in Keen in 2013? So I don't know, maybe if you could give like a brief, I guess, history of the size of Keen, maybe, Marek, like how it started and how it went through the years in terms of growth, and or even just what it is today. I guess could be quite interesting to see the growth of the company.
So when we were releasing Space Engineers, it was roughly 5 people, and that means 2 programmers, Petr and Ondrej, and then Tomáš, who was a designer, but not that much game designer, more like level designer, 3D artist, video creation guy, so like many roles in one person. And then there was George as PR manager, and soon after that, some QA people joined us as well. And then, of course, we had Lukáš for sound design, Karel for music, and that was pretty much it. So roughly 5 people. And before that, when we were working on Minor Wars, I think maybe we were up to 20 people. And but after Minor Wars, we have to really make the team smaller, reduce, and which was actually a good thing, in the end, because it forces you to be effective and to focus only on what is most important and not be distracted by some kind of side, problems and side ideas. And sometimes people generate too many questions that are not so important, and basically they prevent you from focusing on those super important things and so on. So actually the fact that we had to get smaller was also one of the lucky things. And so back to the release, there was 5 people. Then we started to slowly hire people, but I think we were doing it very slowly in the beginning. So 1 person per month or few months and so on. In the beginning, I think mostly QA people, because we wanted to make sure that the game is tested, then some programmers, then probably some artists and so on. And right now in Keen and Goodeye, it's roughly 120 people. So it's completely different story, going from 5 people to 120. And it also requires different type of management, because when we're only 5 people and I had time to focus only on one project and I could think about it, 12 hours every day, actually those were the best moments, I would say. That's the kind of management or kind of work that I enjoy doing, because when I have too many things and I cannot really focus on none of them for more than a few hours, it just feels it doesn't feel good for me. So, but when I can focus on something, some problem for a few days and solve it and have that satisfaction that yes, this is solved, can move on something else, that's the real satisfaction for me actually. And so that was very good. And actually I'm still trying to find my proper work, not work-life balance, I would say, more like work-work balance. So, because I don't need personal life or like, that's not important for me, but to have proper work balance is more important. And I'm trying to figure out what it actually is for me. Because just managing people and being CEO and going to meetings, like that's not good, right? Like at least that is not giving me the satisfaction, this feeling that you built something with your hands and it's there, you can be happy about it. Being CEO and managing many people gives me a different kind of satisfaction. It's like, you know, when we have good release and the team did it and, you know, on time and there are no troubles and everybody is happy, that makes me happy. But I'm missing that feeling of like you have need to create and you create it and then you have the satisfaction. So that's missing. So for example, now I have good moments on AI people game because I'm helping with the core AI engine and basically programming it together with other people, and that is giving me the satisfaction. You know, that you solve some big problem after a couple of days, and then you satisfied your need to create. So that's making me happy. So basically, I'm trying to find a balance between how much I should be a CEO versus how much I should be like this special operations programmer, you know, working on the frontier problems that we have.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine, because both of those things are important, and so yeah, that's an interesting thing, the work balance. So I can that's something I don't think I've heard that before, but it makes sense for your case for sure, man. Yeah, CEO plus staying sharp is a good combo, says you, Draken. There you go. Got to stay sharp, right? I guess that's true, because if you're too much like detached or too much like just managing things and not like understanding some of the front lines or something like that, I guess that does keep you. I think keeps you sharp. Actually, is quite a good way of putting it. Actually, so yeah, that's a really great insight there, Marek. Thank you for that. I think I'm just thinking here. We have a number of things to do today, and obviously, you guys, we have an update for you, a very special update. So I think what we're going to do now is we will try and do some gameplay later. I will mention that we have a slight technical situation, so I would like to keep the gameplay until later in the stream, so we make sure that we have all the good juicy information out there, in ensuring, you know, technical smoothness. But I do say on the technical side, people have noticed, Marek, that you have a new microphone, the upgraded Marek mic. Got some good compliments there.
Thank you. I actually already had it a couple of times, and then I lost it somewhere, and now I found it again. So yeah, it's just some simple mic. The problem with my room actually here is that it's very like tall room and old building, and there is a lot of echo, which is actually good when I'm listening to music in this room, because it sounds like in a church, you know, or cathedral. So it's amazing.
Reverb.
But it's not good for video calls.
But this is pretty good, actually. This is actually managed to mute all that. So what we're going to do now is, guys, we're going to play a look back trailer. So you mentioned this already, but there is at the end you will find something new that you haven't seen before. So are you ready, Marek, to roll that trailer?
Yes, sure.
All right, let's do it then. I'm gonna get this cooking. You guys are ready. Here we go. Here it is. I got the right one now. Okay, let's go. And there we go, guys. We're back in here. And that's right. The 10-year anniversary update is here. Look at the hype. Look at the salutes in the chat, Marek. Just making sure we can hear you, Marek. I think. Oh, you can't hear me. Hey, you, Marek. Sorry, I was talking, but I was muted on Zoom. And we're back in, Marek. Great. So, as you guys can see, you've seen it behind us. We have a special 10-year anniversary update for you, which I believe Marek is going to do the honor. It's a big honor. This is 10 years. You know, he's done it every time. But Marek, 10-year anniversary update is ready. It's ready for you to unleash. On your command.
Thank you. Yeah, so unleash the release.
Go, go, go. And so, as you guys can see, let me bring up the title here. Once again, this is what you can expect in this update. So as part of the 10th anniversary free update, you can find a flare gun, a tuxedo skin, a 10-year statue, a firework block, and various ammo to go with that. And there's actually different colors. And it's really, really, really freaking cool. So that's the free side of the update. Obviously, there's the launches, obviously, for both small grid and large grid. And on the premium side, we have 3 skins, 2 of which you've seen before. The veteran skin and the Halloween or ghost skin. These are being bundled together with the party tuxedo skin, which is the new one. It's kind of a special flashy version of the free version, and you can pick up this pack for $2 or your regional equivalent on Steam. Maybe now, maybe any second now. So that is our special surprise to you guys. We just get this music playing here as well. Awesome. Marek,
I think this is really amazing update. I'm looking forward what people will create with the the fireworks launcher.
It's time to party. It's time to party, as some people in chat are saying. And the 10th anniversary pack is a time-limited thing, guys. So you have until January 5th to purchase this pack and get these skins, and then that pack will be removed. So you may remember there was a time where you could get some of this stuff, but we're giving you